Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bubby Brister and Friends Fantasy Football Podcast presented by Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Bubby is, I don't know where he is this week. We lost track of him. He's gone AWOL. So, Bubby, if you're out there, contact us. Everybody's worried. We hope to hear from you soon. Nick, we're in the home stretch here. There's only 3 regular season weeks left and 6 total weeks left in our fantasy season.
Jeez.
How you feel about your playoff chances?
Slim, very slim, but we're fighting. We're fighting out here at 4-5. My team isn't the highest scoring 4-5 team, which sucks. So I'm outside looking in right now, but there's a chance. We'll see. We'll see what these next couple weeks look like.
Yeah, you made some big strides this week. You won 2 in a row, so now you're 4-5. 2 other teams, New Day and Boy Scout Trombones, they've each lost 2 in a row. I believe I counted there's 7 teams within 1 game of each other at 5-5 and 4-6 or 4-5 in there. So everyone's still alive. I'm still alive with a 1% playoff chance. Yeah. The Renegades, they started 5-0. They have now lost 5 straight. My goal is to catch Renegades. If I win 2 and they lose 2, we'll each finish 5-7, and that'll be huge. If I can get to 5-7 after the dog shit start I've had to the season, my season was over the minute I walked out of the Dirty Buffalo after the draft. But Smash Hawk is 9-0. Like, we could make a 30 for 30 about the Smash Hawk season. That's rare air. No one has ever been 9-0 in the 15 years of our league.
It is true. It is true. You know, I just think the over and under of him completing a perfect season, I would probably, I'm gonna go like 60%. There's still a chance that his team could have an F game. Everybody has an F game, so he can probably have an F game if somebody has the hot game and at the same time. But it depends what his schedule looks like. I have no idea what his schedule looks like.
Yeah, we'll see what's up. We got a bunch of topics to cover this week, so let's get into it. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, so topic number 1. The New York Football Giants have been outscored 79-23 in the last 2 weeks. Both games have been started by Tommy DeVito. Who's a better quarterback, Tommy DeVito or Danny DeVito?
I think I've already seen Tommy DeVito, so you might as well give me Danny now. Go and give me Danny DeVito on each center. I know he's on the older side, but you know, he's Danny DeVito has turned some bad films into magic, so why not? Tommy DeVito did throw for 2 touchdowns this past week, though.
Yeah, it's more an indictment on the Cowboys defense and how good Tommy DeVito. Can you believe Danny DeVito is 78 years old?
78? Golly. I never knew that, really.
Yeah, I was surprised when I just Googled it. Yeah, 78. He's been famous our entire lives, though.
Yeah, well, if you had to name your favorite Danny DeVito film, what would it be?
That's a good question. I don't even know.
You don't know?
I saw Twins a few years ago, and I was really excited to press play when it came through on Netflix, and that shit did not hold up. That was a massive disappointment.
It's an 80s film, okay? So you have to take all 80s film with a grain of salt, man. There's a lot of like weird, zany shit. You know what I mean? I love the saying in that movie where he's like, so Julian, you're saying that you got the looks and the muscles and the height, and I got all the shit. I got the shit that's left over. And like they were both able to meet like 2 friends. How lucky is that? They were like, oh, I'll date y'all. It'd be great. I'm like 80s. A lot of 80s Arnold Schwarzenegger action.
Yeah, I was massively disappointed on that. Did you ever hear they were rumored to be working on a script with Eddie Murphy and it was going to be a sequel called Triplets?
Oh, hell no. I have not heard that.
That's real.
That is terrible.
Yeah,
that is terrible. That is terrible. My favorite Danny DeVito film has to be Batman Returns. He played the Penguin. He played the Penguin really well.
So who's a better villain, Jack Nicholson as the Joker or Danny DeVito as the Penguin?
That's not fair because they're different. Like Jack Nicholson's like demented but smooth. You know what I mean? The Prince soundtrack playing throughout the whole film. He's like just bouncing around and all that. Where Danny DeVito, if you watch Batman Returns now and you hear some of the stuff that he says, it's like cringy because it's like, ooh, you shouldn't be talking like that. This movie's rated PG-13, and my man's saying like some like very sexual oriented stuff, like grope a woman's breast. He's like, when he says the Catwoman is like inappropriate, like for real. You're like, ooh, that's not. Ooh, we want to hear that in a Marvel or DC film now. Yes, it is, and she did most of her stunts.
Ooh. Do you remember seeing that? Do you remember Sean Young? Female Sean Young.
Yes.
In like Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember she put on video like she wanted that Catwoman role, and she had like a couple bizarre appearances on talk shows where she was like barnstorming talk shows as the Catwoman. Do you remember this?
Yeah,
it was basically a mental breakdown.
Yes, she went crazy after that because before that she was a darling. I remember she was in some kind of film with like dinosaurs or something. I remember that. She was also in Blade Runner. You know, she was in Ace Ventura. Here we are pulling up her wiki here. You know, but Sean Young, she was an attractive woman. But yeah, the Batman Returns role broke her. I remember that because she's like, I actually be Catwoman. I actually do it. Michelle Pfeiffer, the scene in Batman Returns where she's using a bullwhip and knocking the heads off with the bullwhip, she did that herself. She learned how to use a whip to do that. So I'm like, come on, man. Like, chill out, Sean Young. And I think Sean Young's probably a little bit older than her at the time. So it was kind of weird. So it was, you know what I mean? I feel bad. Because I respect her films back in the day. But Lord of mercy, woman.
Danny DeVito and Michael Keaton were in Batman Returns together. Then they had a reunion, like, I don't even know how many years later. Close to 30 years later in Dumbo. Did you see Dumbo?
Hell no.
I did not. It was bad.
I did not. I did not.
The trailer looked great. Like when I saw the trailer, I was like, "I'm going to see that. It looks awesome," and it sucked. It sucked. Like I think Tim Burton has lost his fastball.
Yeah, I think anything that's remakes is really tough. It's just it's a tough to deal with now because I don't like a lot of remakes unless it's like tastefully done. They're just trying to like they can't come up with any original ideas. So they come up with original ideas. No one watches the original ideas, but people like me and you. But the problem is that you have the same old regurgitated stuff, and we don't watch it. And when we do watch it, we're like, ugh, why do we do this?
You were in on Sunny in Philadelphia early, if I remember correctly.
Yes,
weren't you?
I was on the ground floor. I was on ground floor. Like
pre-DeVito, the first season.
Yes, the first season. Yeah. The first episode was great. Where like they have the racist bar. That's pretty good. Because they're like the black dude was there, and he's like, oh, and he's like, it was a gay bar, and he's like, oh, I thought we just had a lot of blacks over here. Like, no, we have gay people at this bar. Danny DeVito being on the show is a really interesting story on that because apparently FX liked the show, but they said you needed more star power, and Danny DeVito's daughter. She's the one that's reached out and like got her dad to do the show bits and pieces. And even I like Danny DeVito has the other show with his daughter where she's like he's the devil and she's like daughter of the devil, whatever. And that's on FXX.
Is that a cartoon?
Yes.
I might check that out.
It's a very adult. It's a very adult cartoon.
Yeah, the network liked Sunny in Philadelphia, but it wasn't performing very well. And like you said, they wanted more star power, and they got DeVito to show interest in the show, and the network pitched it to the Sunny creators, and they're like, we don't want to add anybody. And they were like, well, you don't have a show then. And they were like, okay, yeah, we'll talk to Danny. And thank God they did. Danny DeVito's been on 155 episodes of Sunny in Philadelphia now, and I'd venture almost all of them are pretty great.
Magic, dude. Like when they went to, it's funny because we know what Danny DeVito looks like, all right, and he's an old man who looks like that, and he don't care. my man be naked on TV all the time, and it'd be rough. It'd be like, ugh. But it's like it fits so. It's just perfect with how the show goes, and like Dennis and Mac and all of them are just like they're the chemistry's so good because they're all kind of like scumbags. They're trying to do good, and it's good. It's a good show. If you don't watch it, guys, I recommend you watch it.
That scene where he came out of the couch.
Oh yes, came out the couch all sweaty.
All sweaty.
God, Lord. There's a lot of guest stars on that show too, so that's what makes it good too.
Ooh, a great one is the Roddy Piper episode where they get into wrestling.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good episode. The episode where they go to like the funeral, not the funeral, but the wedding of like the girl with the dead tooth, whatever, but she has a dead tooth no more, and like one of the like he's like a famous director. He plays like her dad. You're like, whoa, this guy's just here, just doing it. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, FX. I love FX programming. FX programming, original programming. I love it. I watch FXX a lot. It's from Futurama, The American Dad, Family Guy. I'm always on that channel. If I'm just bored, I just turn to it and go from there.
I love Taxi. It's one of my all-time favorite shows. Louis De Palma.
Holy crap.
Played by DeVito.
Yeah, you're right.
He's so great sitting in that. Yeah, he's so great sitting in the cage. I love Taxi. I used to watch it on Nick at Night all the time, and it was like a perfect fall asleep show. And one night a couple years ago, Taxi appeared on Hulu, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I haven't seen Taxi in forever. I'm gonna watch some Taxi as I fall asleep." And the opening credits came on, where it's just that song of the cab driving over one of the bridges in New York. I started crying. Like tears started. Thank God my wife didn't wake up. But I was like, if she sees me, I'm going to have to explain to her the Taxi opening credits made me just like bawl. I was going to say, Danny DeVito's production company, Jersey Television, they also did Pulp Fiction and Reno 911. Speaking of Pulp Fiction, me and Bubby Brister, played by Mark Jones, we started a Bruce Willis podcast called What? You Talk About Willis? So check out for that on your favorite podcast app. But yeah, Danny DeVito's behind Reno 911, another great show. He's made a shitload of money in television. You know,
was he like the movie Get Shorty, Jewel of the Nile? You remember that movie? Love that movie. Freaking Romancing the Stone. Love that movie. He was the bad guy, but like it was good. Like man, you couldn't go wrong with those movies back then. I used to watch those movies on VHS all the time. Yeah.
Throw Mama from the Train with Billy Crystal.
Yeah, that was something else there.
I'm not a big Billy Crystal guy. Are you?
Billy Crystal? No. Nah. I don't like his humor either. Like his humor is like pre-Seinfeld. It's just like, hi, look at me. Isn't this kind of crazy? Isn't life
very
wild?
Very punchable face.
Isn't life wild? Like, dude, I don't care. He keeps getting money too. He's all about that money though. He does have a movie called The Wise Guys with Joe Piscopo.
Ooh.
And he was in Look Who's Talking Now. He was one of the dogs. You keep getting them checks, Danny. You get them checks. His net worth is $80 million.
Yeah, and then you add in Rhea Perlman's Cheers money, and they did all right for themselves.
They did all right.
Well, shit, we wasted all our topic time on Danny DeVito. You ready to get into these box scores?
Yeah, let's jump into box scores. Let's do it.
All right. First up is me again, as always, because I'm reading from my own app. I'm on a bye week this week. Much needed. I need a break. But my heart hurts this season. So I'm 3-7. I won. I beat Sweetness 34. He falls to 2-7. We each have a 1% playoff chance, so we're still alive. I win this game 136 to 126. I played the Raiders head coach, so that's basically why I won.
That's impressive. The Raiders head coach. You banked on the Raiders. You banked on the interim pulling through.
Yeah, if Zach Wilson completes that Hail Mary to Garrett Wilson at the end of Sunday Night Football, I lose here, but I won. I was
a whole lot of what if. Yeah, man, what if? Especially with the Hail Marys, man. Come on.
Hey, they happen. And I was actually losing this game going into Monday Night Football. I was losing 126 to 120, and I had James Cook going, and I don't really trust James Cook fully, but James Cook got me 15. He had over 100 yards against the shitty Denver run defense. I got James Conner back. I've been carrying him for 4 weeks since Boy Scout Trombones dropped him after Connor's knee injury. 16 carries, 73 yards, 13 points. I got a bell cow. Like, if I can sneak into playoffs, look out, because James Conner's here to terminate you.
The Walking Dead is here, and he has his quarterback back. So it'd be interesting to see how Arizona plays it out. They're playing themselves out of getting a good quarterback now. So Arizona's gonna be a purgatory because the team's not good enough to really make any noise for real NFL. But they're going enough games to not get anything good either. So,
Devontae Adams made his fresh meat debut after I traded for him last week. 6 catches for 86 yards, 14 points. He had 13 targets. Big reason why I was okay with getting him back in a trade, even though, he'd been pretty down the previous few weeks.
And with Connor,
I really don't have too much for me. So to Sweetness 34, he's still rocking that Purdy to Kittle connection. 52 combined points here. Purdy, 3 touchdowns. Kittle averaged almost 40 yards per catch. He went 3 for 116 and a touchdown. Hollywood Brown, though, this is a big reason why he lost. Kyler Murray couldn't hook up Hollywood Brown. That's a total dud. 3 points, 1 catch, 28 yards. And then Bijan Robinson, 25 points. He's finally what everyone thought he'd be. This is his first game with 20 or more carries. So
first and foremost, he isn't what we think he is yet. After one game, you're not him, okay? You're just a guy. A lot of people have a fantasy
it happened.
Game. It finally happened. You know what I mean? It took a long time, but we'll see how it plays out for everybody else. Tyler Algier, puncher, fantasy owners are punching air right now because now the passing of the guard might be happening, and it's because the head coach is on the hot seat. The head coach is probably gonna get fired, so he's like, "Damn, I need to play this guy now."
Aaron Jones only 12 points, but that's actually acceptable from him at this point of the season with the way his year's gone. And then Jordan Addison, 10 points, 4 catches, 69 yards. That's fine, but is he about to turn back into a pumpkin with Justin Jefferson returning?
Probably. I'd want to monitor how many times Dobbs throws the ball and what targets look like.
Keaton Mitchell, the guy I got from Baltimore, running back, on my number 1 waiver claim last week, he had 4 touches and 66 yards and a touchdown. So if Baltimore give him the ball, he might be something. Oh, and T. Higgins, fuck you. Fuck you, T. Higgins. You get my hopes up. You had a nice game last week, immediately injured. Thanks.
It happened. He's dealing with a rib injury all year, dog. You knew he'd damage his ribs. We talked about this.
Which side of the ribs, right or left?
Maybe the left. I don't know.
Because I'm going to punch him in the right side of his ribs if I ever see him.
Well, can we talk about you and the Monday Night Miracle here? Because, you may have picked the Las Vegas, but you didn't have the wit in hand. Your man, Jay Cook from Buffalo, pulled through. You know what I mean? 100 yards. He pulled through, though. He fumbled the ball one time, but he pulled through. So, give a hand to the Monday Night Miracles, man. We appreciate those. That's the stuff where I hate being on the opposite side of it, but man, nothing better than waking up the next morning and you're like, I gotta win, yes. It's like Christmas.
And I do gotta give a game ball to Kenneth Walker. He's my best player of the game. He had 63 yards against the Commanders. Scored a touchdown through the air. So let's move on to the next game. Stealing the wins. 160. He improves to 3-6 versus the reeling Renegades of Funk. 5-5, lost 5 in a row. 160 to 127. McCaffrey and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Najee Harris, his 3 best players, the guys he came out of the draft saying, if I'm going to do anything, it's going to be with these 3 guys. They all showed up to play. 25 for McCaffrey, 24 for Najee Harris, 29 for the Sun God. 8 catches, 156, and a touchdown for Amon-Ra in that crazy Chargers game for the Lions. Baker Mayfield at 25, so he's another steady week.
Constant.
Zay Flowers. Yeah, Zay Flowers, another double-digit week. He's not who I'd pick, but he's in the discussion for Fantasy Rookie of the Year. Who would you pick for Fantasy Rookie of the Year through 10 weeks?
Fantasy Rookie of the Year? It's got to be C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, I
agree.
It's just, he 2 picks so far. That's pretty good.
Especially when you factor in draft status. Nobody drafted C.J. Stroud.
Right.
Everybody who got C.J. Stroud got him for free. It's not like Bijan, who cost you a top 10 pick.
Right. And he's on fire. He has lots of confidence. We'll talk about him a little later. Derek Carr, though, it's time to retire this car.
So he made a spot start for dead money last week. He got another spot start this week for Renegades, and he totally shit the bed. 110 yards, 7 points, and a shoulder injury. He's been on 4 teams this season.
Jeez, I didn't know that. And Jameis Winston, watch out, guys. Fantasy waiver now. If he starts, he's the guy to pick up. He threw two touchdowns, but he did throw a pick. So that's who Jameis we know and love.
What else you got for the Renegades?
With Renegades, though, hey, look, keep your head up. I know you lost 5, but you got Hurts coming. Dallas Goedert, he might not be back, so that might be a problem. The Gabe Davis experiment. We talk about this every time, and it's like 2 for 56. He had more receiving yards than Diggs, but it's like, golly, just 2. So I don't really understand. McBride's a solid pickup. Yeah. I had McBride. In another league, so he's solid.
Kyler's new favorite target.
He's catching the ball. He seems like he reminds me of Kittles, but just with the Mark Andrews body. Mark Andrews just big.
Maybe dude. More athletic.
Maybe.
Pittman and Metcalf, 16 points each. Good games, but no touchdowns. And David Montgomery's back, 21 points, 116.
He didn't have a lot of carries.
He didn't
have a lot of carries,
dying.
Though. He had very few carries, though. That one long run saved everything.
But Renegades was just gasping for any kind of running back help, and he got it here. And Kareem Hunt with a solid 13. But, yeah, that Derek Carr thing and Gabe Davis, I think that's where he lost.
Yeah, that would be it right there. Because he has Niners head coach. Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. So on to the third game on the slate. Mile High Salute versus Dead Money. Mile High Salute loses. They fall to 4-5. Dead Money wins. They improve to 5-5. 133 to 100. Let's see what we got here. Lamar Jackson. This is his 3rd week in a row with 17 points. So that trade, T. Higgins for Lamar Jackson, that really benefited nobody.
Yeah. It's bad. I don't understand Lamar because he's getting paid a lot of money, and especially for the way the Ravens lost that game in real life. We're not talking fantasy. We're talking real life now. The way they lost that game is unacceptable because Watson became perfect and was 10 for 10 or something in the second half and led them to come back. Where Lamar was choking it up. It's not good. So. It's definitely Lamar's got to wake up, especially if Ravens really want to make some noise. This Thursday, you got the Ravens against the Bengals, so they really got to do something.
Big game, yeah. Brian Robinson, breakout game. He only had 8 carries. The Commanders abandoned the run for some reason, but he caught 6 balls for 119 and touchdown, 28 points. So he outscored Barkley, who Mile High Salute had acquired for in the trade. Jahan Dotson, he was looking all good the previous 2 weeks with a combined 40 points, 2 touchdowns. In this game, he 0 catches, 2 targets. So he was looking good, but in the end, he gave Mile High Salute herpes.
That's a nice way of calling it. That hurts. 0 is always tough money. But Kincaid, 5 for 51, a tutty.
Again.
I like it. Christian Watson, though, man. All right, so it's tough because right now it's part of the season where we have to bury people. Christian Watson, come on, man. 2 for 23. You're supposed to be the number 1, man. And it's like Mile High is looking for some kind of hope. He's like, somebody in Green Bay's got to do well because he got the quarterback. He's like, I got Christian Watson and then I got Dobbs. I got number one, number two. Somebody's got to do well. And when both of them, you're talking about both receivers combined for 16 points, unacceptable. Dead money.
Geno Smith. I'm sorry, buddy. I shit on you last week when I said you were in Dobbsville. Then I watched you lead a fourth quarter winning drive with 52 seconds left, just slicing and dicing up the Commanders.
I don't know. Geno's in a tough spot because he still has to play San Fran twice this year. He still has to play San Fran. In the next 4 weeks, he has to play San Fran twice in Dallas. That's Geno.
You hear that, Freeman? You better get Deshaun Watson up and ready to go.
We're going to dust them off because he got those 2 games. Then after San Fran, a second time, he got Philly, Tennessee, and then Pitt. Then the season in week 17. So if he makes Super Bowl, yeah.
Yeah, he's had quarterback controversy all season since he came out of draft with Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson.
Facts.
But yeah, nearly all double digits for dead money here. The only culprit here was Derrick Henry. This was his second dud of the season. Last was week 3. Basically the same numbers, 11 for 24 yards, so 7 points. And Amari Cooper keeps making me eat shit.
I told you about Amari Cooper, okay? I told you about him, okay? He's a steady guy. He ain't flashy, but he's steady. Tony Pollard, though, want to bring up that this is the 3rd week in a row now where he's been tackled on the 1. He's been tackled on the 1. So there's more points that can be very valuable for him, but he keeps getting tackled on the 1. He is like, dude, you're lying the ass. Get across the line.
He's boring as fuck now, too. Like, he only has 14 receiving yards the last 3 weeks. He was a breakout guy last year. He was so exciting. And this year, it's just 12 carries for 50 yards.
You know what I mean? But I'm gonna give a props though right here, Freeman. Though Dalton Schultz. One time, my co-host had him. He dumped him too early, and now this man's the man right now.
I got Laporta. The D in DJ Moore stands for dud, I think, because he ain't doing nothing other than that Thursday night game against the Commanders.
Yeah, that's it. It's a little flash of pass. It's just he's very pedestrian, and he has Chicago defense this week. He had it against Carolina, so he'll be dropping them and moving on, finding whoever plays Carolina next. Because Carolina's not been looking good. So yeah, I mean that's the box score there. I mean it's tough money.
Then we move on to Smash Hawk versus Pit Sweat. Smash Hawk, 9-0. Unbelievable. I was impressed when he was 6-0, and he's just continued to build on that. He's up to 160 high fives. Another high-scoring week. 197 points this week. Pit Sweat scored 113. They fall to 6-3. Pit Sweat had been emerging as a threat to Smash Hawk, and Smash Hawk just pimp slapped him this week and was like, get out of here.
It's just interesting because he played Pit Sweat at the exact moment. He played Pit Sweat at the perfect moment because if you look at Pit Sweat's bench, it's all people on a bye, and it's all the heavy hitters. So it's like, it's just kind of how the schedule works. Like if you're a team, the team faces and all of a sudden this player's out, but like they'll be back next week. Like, well, you lucked out. You don't get to play star quarterback. You play the third stringer off the couch. So he played his game against Smash Hawk. The NFL game I could use this comparison would be last year when the Commanders went against the Dallas Cowboys at the end of the season, and Dallas was like, "We're playing for the playoff game. We don't care." And and then all of a sudden the Commanders just beat the Cowboys going into the playoffs. So like, we're not going to start our people. We're not going to play full like that. I think Dallas did anyway, so it might be a bad analogy, but if I'm looking at Pit Sweat's bench and you got Brown, Patrick Mahomes, Pacheco, Swift, and Kansas City defense. That's 100 points. That's well over 100 points on that bench. Just like in fantasy points, like future tense. So, I mean, this could have been a much closer game. We will see this rematch in the playoffs.
Possibly, definitely. we talk about fantasy special teams all the time, and he got a -2 from the no head coach, the Chargers defense, and the Indy kicker, Matt Gay. Matt Gay missed a field goal. The Chargers defense went -7. That was pretty bold playing the Chargers defense against the
Very
Lions.
bold. Very bold.
Jerry Jeudy sucks. Kyle Pitts sucks. But other than that, like, he got pretty good production. Russell Wilson made a spot start. He got 27. That's pretty much what Mahomes has been doing all year.
Russell Wilson come on. He's been very, very. The last 3 games, he's been very good fantasy wise. He has 9 touchdowns, no picks.
Wow. Yeah. Kamara 20 points. He even got 11 points out of Tajay Spears, who I basically gave to him in a trade a couple weeks ago. Chris Olave, best game of the season, 6 for 94 and a touchdown, 21 points. And
that was all when Jameis Winston was in the game.
Okay. Yeah, Noah Brown, 7 catches, 172 yards, 24 points. Second week in a row, big game for Noah Brown. He's had over 300 receiving yards the last 2 weeks. He had a nice little run with the Cowboys last season, too.
Noah Brown is making his case to be the second or first on that team. Because between him, Tank Dell, and Nico Collins, you're kind of like, it's a 3-headed monster, but somebody's got to be number 1. And Noah Brown had a strong game against a strong game against Tampa the other week. So, and now another one against.
Don't forget Schultz too.
And Schultz as well. So yeah. We don't really, when we talk about wide receivers, or so he's like 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It's like, but it's number 1 options. And then Smash Hawk, you know, he sent me a trade today that I kind of had to like, I had to do a spit take with it. I'm like, is that real? And I was like, wait, was he trying to trade me? And I declined it because he offered me Rashad White, Justin Jefferson, and I think Brees Hall or something like that. It was like a 3-person trade for.
That's a strong package.
For Hill and Jonathan Taylor, you know, and I was like, that's my pick 1 and like 3. I don't know, man. I was like, ooh, you know, and I'm like, I looked at how he's using it. It's always interesting when you see people trade, and you always like, I like looking to see how people use their players. They're trying to trade me, right. And I'm like, he obviously doesn't even care about this guy. This guy's on IR.
Rashad White.
Yeah, Rashad White's on his bench. He can't even get starting. He don't trust him to start, so let alone, you know. And I'm like, wait a minute, I don't want this. I'm like, I'm good.
Plus, you have a lot invested in Jonathan Taylor. You like nursed him back to health. You were breastfeeding
I was there.
Him.
Yeah, I was there. Know. There every day, every morning.
Rashad White, he's the 9th best fantasy running back, and to be able to have him on his bench shows why he's 9-0. Like, we're all dying for running backs. He is the 9th best scoring back on his bench. Josh Jacobs, he obviously likes playing for Antonio Pierce. He's had 53 carries the last 2 weeks since McDaniels has been fired. Brees Hall, 13 points. Cortland Sutton. So Mile High Salute dropped Cortland Sutton, and we all just let the 9-0 team get Cortland Sutton on a waiver claim.
He bought low. He bought low when Cortland Sutton was really bad, you know. And Cortland Sutton, he's been coming on because you understand throughout the season he's been kind of he's never been top tier, but he's always been kind of mid.
Yeah.
He has a lot of 11-point games.
I'm not a fan.
A 2-point game, a 10-point game. You know, the most targets he's ever had in a game was 11, and in that game he has 19 points. He had 8 catches on 11 targets, and you only had 19 points. Like, wait a minute. Like last game against Buffalo, he had 53 yards. He had 11 targets, 8 catches. The volume is adding up. Like Justin Jefferson has those numbers, it's 200 yards. It's 150. You know, Tyreek has that, it's 100 at least. He had 53 yards. So it's like, it's a nice, he's maturating the ball down the field, but it's not enough for me to like pull the trigger.
Jamar Chase, 5 for 124, 23 points. His dream season started the minute Chase fell to him at number 6 in the draft. Like,
true.
It's just been charmed season ever since. I don't know. Even like, so I had Justin Jefferson. Jefferson gets hurt. He offers me Deebo Samuel for Jefferson, and I take it because, you know, I was in the gutter, and he – so, like – he didn't miss anything in that because Debo got hurt instantly the next week. Like, that's the kind of season he's having where he was like, I'm going to bite the bullet here and give away Debo Samuel for a month. And it didn't affect him at all.
Wow. I mean, that's something. That's something right there.
Just
I mean,
charmed season, yeah.
He's having a good time with it, man. I forgot that you traded him for Justin. You had Justin Jefferson. Golly.
Yeah.
Like
he got
that's
Deontay
nuts.
Foreman. Like, he's just charmed season. T.J. Hawkinson, 11 catches, 134 yards, and a touchdown, 30 points. I called this last week. I don't know if you remember, I said with Dobbs, I could see Hawkinson eating up because Dobbs is kind of a short passer who uses the middle of the field, and Hawkins would just be living down there.
Do you understand that T.J. Hawkinson this year, he has 4 games with more than 10 targets?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, more than 10. In the last 4 weeks, he has close to 50 targets. So it's like he has not scored less than 13 points in the last 4 weeks, and he has a 20, a 30, and a 25 this year. So for tight end, yeah, he's the main game.
We haven't even mentioned Dak yet. 404 yards, 5 total touchdowns as the Cowboys annihilated the Giants. 50
Yeah,
points.
it's not even worth
Fantasy
talking
player of
about
the
it.
week.
It's against the Giants, man. The Giants are demoralized. They didn't like it when their quarterback got paid. They didn't like it when their starting quarterback Danny Dimes was playing like trash. And now they have the trash man DeVito out there playing like hot garbage. I mean, if you're a defensive player, are you going to try hard and get hurt, or are you just going to play enough to get your paycheck and go home?
So I just did something real quick, and then we'll move on to the next box score. Smash Hawk has the 5th-ranked quarterback, the 3rd-ranked running back, the 9th-ranked running back, the 6th-ranked wide receiver, and the number 1 tight end. And that's without Justin Jefferson playing and Justin Fields, who he's, nursing back to health.
Jesus.
So, wow. Hats off, Smash Hawk. He'll clinch the number 1 seed if he wins with one more win this season. There's some more high fives right there. On to your game. Buck, what you think? 143. You improved to 4-5. Boy Scout Trombones, 132. They fall to 4-5. Yeah, you survived a losing head coach. C.J. Stroud, 356 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did finally throw another interception, though.
A bad one, too.
And, yeah, Tank Dell, 18 points.
C.J. Stroud, like I said, fantasy rookie of the year. C.J. Stroud. He's now tied with, Cam Newton and somebody else with, most 350-plus throwing games in his rookie season. So, I mean, tip the hat to him. Jonathan Taylor taking over the bell cow now. If you're a Zach Moss owner, like I was in another league, it's time to drop him now. Because he's back to a pumpkin, guys. Mike Evans, 6 for 143, a tutty for 26 points. He second highest player on my team this past week, and it should have been higher. He dropped 3 passes, 2 of them wide open, and one of the wide open passes was no one within 3 yards of him for touchdown, and he touches both his hands and he just drops it. It's frustrating, Mike. This is why Mike Evans is considered one of the best receivers in the league. However, I've always said, if you're a fan of sports, entertainment, television, first things first, they announced things today called Tyreek Hill, and he ranked the top wide receivers in the league, and he has Mike Evans tier 3. Tank Dell, 6 for 56 and a touchdown. Tank is getting, the connection. This is why the boomer buff potential. I'm down. Jonnu Smith, 1 catch for 1 yard. When I saw that, it hurt me. It hurt me. That hurt. 1 for 1. I had faith in Taylor Heineke. He hurt me with that one. Taylor Heineke only 55 yards. Yeah. That's terrible.
You might have to drop him.
Calvin Ridley.
I don't think he's gonna.
Calvin Ridley this year is probably the biggest fantasy bust of the year. And that's a very after I said about Christian Watson and how we talk about Darren Waller. Calvin Ridley is healthy every game. He's healthy getting these stats with Trevor Lawrence as your quarterback.
Especially with how exciting his week 1 was. First game he played in like a year and a half. He had 8 catches, 11 targets, 101 yards, and a touchdown for 24 points. And it just hasn't done shit since week 1, basically.
Yeah, it's unacceptable. And then you're saying that Christian Kirk is getting catches. So, like, what's happening? I don't know what the scheme is. Whether or not even it's weird. Even Evan Ingram's getting it. But it comes down to my defense came up big this past week, only allowing 6 points. My kicker gave me 8 points. And then my Monday night special, Jay Williams for Denver, man, coming through with the big-time yards on Buffalo's vaunted defense with 28 points, receiving touchdown, 79 yards rushing. Can't beat that.
He's been huge the last couple of weeks. On to Boy Scout trombones. Joe Burrow, 347, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, 29 points. Gus Bus, another touchdown. The yards are way down, though, for Gus Bus. 107 yards for Jerome Ford.
That's nice.
Which is impressive when you consider that Cleveland was playing from behind the whole game.
Yep. They stick to the plan. They stick to the plan. We're going to keep grinding the ball, and that's what they did.
He went with Deontay Johnson over Thielen. Thielen didn't light it up, but, I mean, he's been very good all year. So it's tough to leave him on the bench.
Yeah. Thielen's very consistent this year. Adam Thielen this year it's a resurgence on a terrible team, but at the same sense that you can't. I wouldn't have sat him. I personally wouldn't have, because Adam Thielen, his worst game was the first game of the season. And every game after that, he's had at least 6 targets.
Yeah, he's been money all year, especially for what you paid for him. He probably drafted him in like the 10th round or later.
Right. Hopkins had a dud of a game.
Dud. Deebo Samuel made his Boy Scout trombones debut, scored a rushing touchdown, 15 points. David Njoku, he played for me last week. He's filling in for Travis Kelce this week, 11 points, which is solid.
I drafted him.
Catches,
I drafted that guy.
Yards. Did you?
Yeah, I drafted him.
So this is his 3rd team? Let's see how many teams Njoku's been on.
It's like, yeah, I drafted him. And he was doing nothing. He was doing nothing beginning of the season, and I let him go. I was like, all right, I can't. But then after I dropped him, he started lighting it up. So, I mean, what can you do?
And then he had no Kelce, no Puka, or Mostert, all on buys this week. So, yeah, you got him on a good week the way Smash Hawk got Pit Sweat on a good week.
Like I said, sometimes it just happens that way sometimes. It's just you luck out, and I happen to face him right then and there. Some people might be looking like, oh, he faced me without, with Tyreek Hill not playing. So it's like, well.
And on to the last game. We got New Day Co-op versus Chicken Salad Sandwich. New Day loses. Chicken Salad Sandwich had 154.
I thought they're called Nino Brown.
It's Chicken Salad Sandwich. He kept changing his team too much. We got listeners who aren't in the league, and so for continuity purposes, he's Chicken Salad Sandwich through the rest of the season. Yeah, New Day 4-5. They've lost 2 in a row. Chicken Salad Sandwich 6-3. They've won 2 in a row. 154 to 125. Only 4 points for Trevor Lawrence. That's got to be one of the worst games by a quarterback this season, fantasy purposes, for a full start. It's not like he got hurt. Tua was on the bye, so he had to play Lawrence against the San Francisco defense. Jalen Warren 24 points. I saw the Pittsburgh backfield be called a poor man's Detroit Lions backfield. I like that. It's true. Jalen Warren is the Jamar Gibbs, and Najee is the Montgomery.
I can see that.
So another good game for Warren here. Garrett Wilson, another good game, 9 for 93, 18 points. A lot of blame here goes to Mark Andrews and to Stephon Diggs. Diggs basically got his offensive coordinator fired. 6 points on Monday Night Football. Just totally leaves the New Day hanging. Monster game for Brandon Cooks on the bench. No harm there. Like, I'm sure he didn't debate playing him very much, but 32
No.
points, 9 catches, 173 yards for a touchdown. Um, this is what made me think next year we should consider maybe dropping the RB2 for an extra flex spot. Just like New Day's lineup is a good like courtroom exhibit of why we should consider that, but we don't need to debate that on the air.
Yeah, we'll rap about that later.
It's a big change. Yeah, it's a big change, but it's something to think about. Chicken salad sandwich. This is Josh Allen's worst game of the season since week 1. 3 turnovers, only 19 points. Greenberg called him this generation's Brett Favre, so apparently he's
Jesus
laundering money from the state of Mississippi.
Don't do it.
Allegedly.
Miles Sanders, man, -5 yards rushing. Ugh. Oh.
Yeah.
Bro. No.
Keenan Allen, still the draft candidate. Number 2 ranked receiver, 11 catches, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns, 40 points. He drafted him.
Who the freak is this Keenan Allen? Like, these numbers right here, he's never done this. Like, he's not that guy. He's usually like 11 catches, 115. You know what I mean? Like, it's 10-yard catches. Like, my man's breaking over 30-yard catches. Like, he's running down the field. His hammies are good this year because usually he struggles. You know what I mean? Even though there is a Q next to his name. So you got to watch out probably later on. But my man he has almost 900 yards receiving right now. Like, he's just like a career high in his 30s.
Yeah, he missed like all of last season, like the first 12 weeks of last season. Yeah, you're right. He's usually like 6 for 60 and a touchdown if you're lucky, or 8 for 80. But yeah, this is crazy. But yeah, still the draft. He drafted him 41st. Tyler Boyd, sneaky good play here with T. Higgins out. 8 for 117, 19 points. And then Devin Singletary. Sorry, Damian Pierce owners. The jig is up. Singletary, 35 points, 150 yards, a touchdown. He only had 38 touches the previous 3 games, and he had 30 in this one alone.
Yeah, it's crazy because if Houston starts rolling now, if they can start running the ball now too, Houston will be a sneaky playoff team in real life getting in there. So it's quite impressive. Also want to shout out Stevenson for the New England. They're a dumpster fire, but he's continuing trucking on, doing what he do. Do what he do there. Komet, 5 for 45. I think that's solid for Chicago's tight end, I guess. And this all while Cooper Kupp's on bye week. Justice Hill with 7 yards rushing, 0 points. And Odell Beckham with 1 catch for 40 yards and a tutty on the IR. On the bench spot there.
Yeah, interesting bench for him. Dillon, Downs, and Beckham. And then Dustin Hopkins is the number 1 ranked kicker. He made a big kick against the Ravens. So that's it for the box scores. Anything else you want to touch on before you nominate your Fantasy Hall of Famer?
Nothing else, man. It just, this fantasy year continues to be very difficult, guys. So it's got to keep pushing through. Shout out, honorable mention, though, to the Tampa Bay Punishers, though. Herbert, 40 points. Austin Eckler with 26 points. He has CeeDee Lamb, 11 catches, 151 with 2 total touchdowns. Almost 40 points there. He had Baltimore's defense. He had Tyler Lockett, one of his, he's here, he appeared games, with 8 for 92 and a touchdown. So, that's interesting. But he has Zach Moss, like we said, so you could dump him because he's turned into a pumpkin now. So, and he actually ran the famous 2 tight ends, Evan Ingram and Ferguson from Dallas situation there. So that's interesting as well. And ETN has probably his worst game. So, but he had all that on his bye week, which is good. It's good, know. At Tampa Bay Punishers, he has the firepower on his team to actually be Smash Hawk. If they do it, he has the players that could boom or bust.
I'd say the top 4 teams in the league are Smash Hawk, Punishers, Pit Sweat, and Chicken Salad Sandwich.
If you look at our app, whatever, it tells you who's trending up, who's trending down, all like that, whatever. Fresh meat's trending down. Sorry. Sorry to let you know. My team is trending to ninth place. Whatever. Boy Scouts trending back to six. Smash Hawk is still trending at number one with Pit Sweat number two. You got Nino Brown or Chicken Salad Sandwich at three. They're Tampa Bay for Dead Money at five. So that's the top five.
Yeah, it said on draft day I had the third best team, and now I am currently the 12th best team.
I had the 12th best team, and now the ninth best team.
Yeah, sad days. So who's getting bronze this week?
So who's getting bronze this week? A man that used to wear the gold and red, guys. Running back, born back in 1983, Franklin Gore Sr. 5'9", from Miami. He played ball at Miami at the U, guys. He was part of that giant draft class early 2000. If you ain't seen the 30 for 30, whatever, for the U, I would recommend watching it. It's absolutely wild to watch, and you see all the talented football players that went out from that college around that time, just people. But he played for the Niners for a good long time, 11 years. Played for another two, then the Dolphins, then the Buffalo, then the Jets. And then he became an executive at the New York Jets, and he's actually right now a San Francisco 49er football advisor, which is crazy. He's a second team All-Pro 2006. He's a 5-time Pro Bowler. He's part of the 2010 All-Decade team, which is like wild to think that, because 2010s, there's some good running backs 2010s, so you'd be part of the All-Decade team. That's something else. But yeah, he's been around. He has over 16,000 yards rushing, 4.3 a carry, 81 total rushing touchdowns, and he has 18 receiving touchdowns on top of that. So close to 100 touchdowns in his total career. He played for a very long time. He spent most of his early career injured, and then they came alive. He's Mr. Consistent, and he was running back for bad Niner teams. When the Niners were bad, he was their running back, but he was Mr. Consistency.
Yeah, they were really bad when he got there. So if he wouldn't have had that slow start to his career, he could have also been on the 2000s All-Decade team in addition to the 2010s All-Decade team. He finished 15 yards shy of 20,000 total yards, and he finished one touchdown shy of 100 total touchdowns.
Jesus. That's impressive, In his second season, he had his career high rushing of 1,600 yards rushing, which is crazy, right?
He's also 2-0 as a boxer.
Whoa, that's interesting. My man boxing people. I think I've seen that before. He boxed somebody trash. He boxed some trash people. He did some like weird stuff with those people. But I mean,
yeah, he lost
he's an athlete.
An exhibition to Darren Williams, the basketball player.
Oh man, that's not even fair. Darren Williams like 6'4", 6'5", and he's like 5'9". It's like Nate Robinson fighting against one of the Paul brothers. He's like dramatically shorter than him. It's not good.
Dude, that Paul dude almost killed Nate Robinson. That was a tough look.
Yeah, you can't go back from that. That's where you never heard from him again. That's it. He's like, I'm good.
Yeah. All right, so I guess that's it. We'll see everybody next week. Good luck out on the fantasy football fields, and yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate it, guys. See y'all later.